Hi, welcome back to Food Travel Shopping Channel, and you're watching another episode of Restaurant Remake. I've heard you loud and clear as you requested. Another Chinese takeout series here. So if you have not yet watched my previous video on the fried chicken wings and the chicken lao mein, I will put the description box below as well as link them up above. And if you're new here, friends, so welcome to the Food Travel Shopping Channel, and this Restaurant Remake practically remakes some classic dish that you will have at the restaurant. And feel free to comment below and let me know what is your favorite Chinese takeout, because your dish might be the next one that I will remake on this channel. So today I have, and I present you, the shrimp egg foo young. So I heard you guys wanted me to make the egg foo young, so someone requested the shrimp. Well, here it is, as you requested. Wow, it just smells so good. And I seriously, when I am actually frying them, it is so tempting to eat one of these. So let me show you how easy this is. And as you can see how much I was able to make here, this is definitely 2 order in 1 recipe. So let me show you how to make this. Okay, here are the ingredients to make our shrimp egg foo young. You can check out the description box below to have the ingredients listed for you. Now, we're gonna go start off with our shrimp here. So I have about 10 ounces of shrimp here, and I just diced it depending on the size of your shrimp. Okay, so you're gonna cut into bite-sized pieces. We are going to go ahead and marinate it. Use some soy sauce. Okay, you're going to add some sesame oil, just a little drizzle. And again, adds a little bit of white pepper. Okay, the cornstarch, we're gonna add this in as well here. Just add about half the amount that I have listed in the ingredients. Go ahead and marinate this for a little bit, let it sit. And then in the meantime, we're gonna do some other stuff. Okay, so we can go ahead and mix in our green onions into the bean sprout. Okay, let's give this a toss here. Okay, so this is where you're gonna season your vegetable here. So I'm gonna add some salt here, about a teaspoon. Okay, just continue to toss this a little bit. Okay, so I presented here, these are all my ingredients that I need for the sauce. So I am gonna go show you how to do the sauce first, and then we're gonna go do our egg foo young. Okay, so we're gonna add about 1 tablespoon of oil here. We're gonna add in our onions. Okay, so we're gonna cook the onions thoroughly here first. Add a little pinch of salt here. Very little. Okay, we're gonna add in our garlic powder as well as our white pepper. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit more oil. Another half a tablespoon here, because now we're gonna add in our flour. Okay, now we're gonna add in our chicken stock. Okay, so we're gonna bring this to a boil. Okay, so as we wait for it to boil, we're gonna add in our soy sauce, just to get it some color, as well as our oyster sauce. Okay, and then finally add a teaspoon of the cornstarch with 1 teaspoon of water, and then kind of make sure you mix it a little bit. Now we're gonna add this in to thicken it up. All right, I'm gonna cook this for 5 minutes here. I just wanna make sure the onions is gonna cook pretty thorough here, so I don't want it to be crunchy or anything, okay? So I want it to be really soft. Okay, so if the sauce is a little bit too runny, you can always add a little bit more cornstarch with water, okay? So it depends on how you like your gravy, if it's thicker or more runny like this, okay? So I don't like it to be too thick, so this is the right amount of the consistency that I wanted. All right, so now we can turn off the flame and now we can add it to our sauce bowl here. Okay, so I am using my Stove Perfect Wok here, and I'm gonna add some vegetable oil. I'm using vegetable oil here. All right, I'm just adding it, okay, till you have about an inch deep to your pan, okay, just slightly under an inch. So basically a little bit more than half to a 3/4 of an inch, that's fine. Okay, so we're just gonna have this preheat this oil, and you want the oil to reach at least up to 325 degrees first before we do anything here. So I'm gonna transfer back to my island. We're gonna have to mix our egg foo young together before we actually go fry them. Okay, so with the shrimp being marinated here, so now we're gonna kind of transfer it over to where you have the vegetable. Gonna give this a good toss here first. Okay, we did have half of a teaspoon of cornstarch here that was left over, so we're gonna scoop that back in, the remaining cornstarch here. Now I also have some flour on the side here, so depending on how wet your bean sprout is, as well as the what's the size, depending on the size of your eggs as well. So just gonna have a little bit more, just toss in a little bit of flour here. So this egg foo young is actually not that easy because you have to make your own judgment a little bit in terms of, all right, how much flour I should add in here. So I'm just gonna, I usually have like at least 2 or 3 tablespoons of flour, on the side here as I'm doing this. And now we're gonna crack our eggs open. Now, again, depending on your size of the egg, if you have like jumbo eggs, 6 eggs would be fine. I have an extra egg here because mine are just regular large eggs. So sometimes when you're cooking, you can't really just stick to just, the recipe. You have to work around it a little bit. More so for this dish. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and break my eggs here a little bit. Okay, let me just do one more. All right, so I think this time 6 eggs is fine. Okay, so I'm gonna have to add in a little bit of flour here. And then I'm just gonna fold this in. All right, so I just added a total of around 3 tablespoons of the flour here. And again, I'll put it in the description box below. All right, so we want everything to kind of bind everything here. Okay, so this is the consistency here. I just want to show everyone. Okay, so as you're waiting for the oil to kind of get to the right temperature, you want to just make sure you mix the ingredients. Okay, so we're gonna use a ladle to put it into our fryer, into the oil. Okay, so once the oil is ready, we're now going to drop it in. Okay, so once it holds its shape here, so then you can actually go toss it to the other side. So just let it sit for about 20 seconds or so. And you can flip it to the other side. Okay, you can kind of use the oil here just to make it cook it on the top a little bit. Okay, so after a few seconds, a few more like 20 seconds or so, I'm gonna flip it again. All right, so once you see the nice golden brown color, you can take it out and put it on to a plate with paper towel, so then it's kind of absorb those excess oil here. Okay, in goes the next batch. All right, so once it holds its shape, you can actually now turn it over. So careful with turning it over so you don't splash the oil to yourself. Very hot oil here, you gotta be careful. Now the timing for the second one is definitely going to be a lot quicker. As you can see, it turns golden brown a lot faster in this case. Look how puffy they are. Okay, let's turn it around one more time before I take it out. Look how fluffy it is. Okay, so definitely I'm gonna take this out now. Okay, notice when I take these out, you see when I pour it in, these sides are not as smooth. You can see that there's like hold and where it kind of really, you know, holding the oil here. So I usually flip it to the other side where this is more smooth. And then I try to pick this egg foo young up. So then you can really drain out the oil here. You don't want the oil to sit in those crisp, those pockets of hole here in this case. And that just makes it really soggy, and when it holds the oil, it's just very oily. So that's another trick here. Okay, so at the end of our restaurant remake, I always try out my dish. And if you have enjoyed watching this video so far, go ahead and click the like button below so then more viewers get to watch this video. I greatly appreciate it, and thanks for watching so far. So let me go ahead and give this a try. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and break it apart here. Okay, I just wanna show you guys here. Okay, so this here inside, nice and golden brown on the outside. Look at inside here, okay? All right, so let me just put it in my bowl here first. I'm also going to get some of the sauce here. Okay, kind of dribble it in a little bit. Okay, so now we're going in for the kill. All right, so let me just break it down a little bit more here. Ooh, look at that. All right. Mmm. So good. Oh my goodness. I like my sauce because it's not too salty. And maybe some Chinese restaurant does, make it slightly salty. And I like the onions that I have in there. It just, kick up the flavor a little bit. Okay, so there's the onion flavor. Oh my goodness, guys. Now this is something that, so you can see the shrimp here. Okay, it cooked through thoroughly, so you don't have to worry about that. And when you make it, it's very fluffy, okay? Once you take it out, it deflates a little bit because as it cooled down, it kind of, deflates a little bit. But look at that shrimp, so good. If you enjoyed this video and you're gonna try to make this at home, I highly encourage it because look how much you can make out of just one recipe. You can find the ingredients in the description box below. And again, if you have not yet subscribed to the Food Travel Shopping channel, click the subscribe button right now. And also go ahead and check out my other video on my Chinese takeout series at the restaurant Remake. So I'll catch you guys next time. And until then, thanks for watching. See you next time.